Welcome to the Four Demons. My name is King as always, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe. Pretty nice figure. I am missing his weapon. I also have a bad habit of not connecting these little tabs in the leg to the foot peg. But, oh well, it's not that big of a deal for transformation. So, he does roll. It's pretty cool to me if you ask me. I love the focus on detail here where these rims are actually painted instead of all black. I like the translucent clear for the glass of the windows. I like the fact that I added the chairs there. I don't like the fact that I can see straight through the whole thing. Literally. Loop. They could have done a couple of better things with that, I think, honestly, but all in all, it's a great figure. I actually got these translucent here, and right here too, in these small gaps, I got translucent. The grill isn't the worst quality. I think they did pretty well. Where the added detail, I think they did good, but without further ado, let's transform the guy. And no, I also did not have this one brand new either. So here comes the leg. I put it around like so. So my concern with this figure all the time is, how do I know which way the foot actually goes? Because they designed him so uniquely, let's just say, that it's hard to tell. Just literally how you do the back part. But I think it goes like that because of how it's made, but I don't know. You got that like bipedal, unusual look to him, I must admit. Then you bring up these, like so forth. His hands are here and able to hold the MechTech weapons, like they're supposed to be. So this arm here. So we then bring this up, unclip the hood. We're just going to fold that up, that down. Alright. I gotta do that backward. No, I did that right, didn't I? I do believe it goes like that, but I'm not quite sure. It goes down. I don't think it gets any other tap marks on this guy. And see, this is why it's always a good thing to double check your stuff in general, in case you're doing something wrong. Even as a collector, there's lots of people that do stuff wrong, believe me. We're gonna bring it like, I do believe it goes somewhat. We're just gonna assume it goes like this for now. I'm sure his head slices forward. There is a little tab right here in his chest. You slide it in. Before somebody makes that god-awful comment. Yeah, I know, that's what she said. Alright. Then you have these doohickeys. Weirdly enough, you can either display however you want, I guess. I just kind of always assume that they clip back into the thing here. But I don't know if they do. I never tried this, honestly. But we're just going to do it that way. because it's more compact anyway. And the feet again. You always got to deal with the feet. Any figure, you got to portion them right. That back looks pretty much even. Clearly mine had some wear and tear. As I said, I don't buy these new all the time. I do if I get the chance and the price, but if I don't get that, then you gotta take what you can get, These things ain't gonna be here forever. I have noticed that doing it more like a statue figure, like a trophy, works for his leg sometimes, but it doesn't always. So he's got that clear translucent for the eyes. I did add my own little tiny Autobot symbol there because there's none on him anywhere. Thank you, Michael Bay, for that and the detailed quality in the toys and movies of Autobot Decepticon symbols. I mean, I get the fact that you're supposed to play with whatever way you want to, but it'd be nice for the figures to actually get their fractions on the toys. And maybe some actual good footing for the toy would also be great. Because foot-wise, you guys messed up, But I do really love this guy for his design. I think they did good on the toy except for the feet, honestly. There's lots of detail and I think it works. But I do think the color was a little poor for the plastic they used. It is gray, don't get me wrong, it is gray. See if I can show you a little bit better here. So either way, it is a gray color. But I would rather it have been more of a actual metallic gray, like the rims, for example. The rims would be a better gray on this figure than the actual gray plastic that they did use. The reason I say that is because then it'd be more reflective like the actual movie version. And they could use this gray here for the rims, honestly. That would have been a little bit oversight, but it still would look better than just a dingy gray look for Sideswipe here. It is from the movies, yes, but it is not 100% accurate in some portions, which I will admit. I love the fact that they got a lot of the detail right, but I hate the fact where they do make mistakes on such a good toy that is limited because of just like the feet, for example, or the fact that his hands have to fold out, or they get stuck up into his arm when you put him in vehicle mode. But despite that, it is a good toy. It is a good figure. Other than the paint, the feet, the hands, it's a great toy. Ain't gonna lie. If I said to buy one, the price tag I would say for it would be anywhere from $10 to $15 to me, by my point of view. Maybe 20 if it's maybe 20, 25, 30 if it's still in the box. But if it's not in the box, it ain't got a weapon, and it's like mine here, even though mine's in good condition, don't get me wrong. Anything past 15 is just a bit steep on this figure because for 25 you can almost buy a new one, let's face it. They're not cheap, neither are the old ones, but why would I pay the same price for a new one for an old one? Especially when that's out of the box, that I don't have the paperwork for, that I don't have the weapon for. And that can be said about pretty much every Transformer that you buy nowadays. The fact is that when you take it out of the box, you decrease the value and you can lose stuff to them. But it really depends on the owner, I bought some without the box that had the instructions, surprisingly, the weapons, the missiles that shoot out, and the Transformer that were all mint. So I can't complain and say that some Transformers ain't worth a good budget, but this one I say is only worth 15 if it's out of the box and good condition, honestly. So that's my point of view, But thank you for watching. If you like this content and hear me ramble, apparently, please like, subscribe, and please leave a comment if there's something you'd like to say. I welcome all feedback from my audience, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you, and thanks for watching.